So, Colin, as a football coach yourself, right? How would you improve someone like Daniel James? Okay, please lah. We
Sell
got no
him
guy today, so don't say sell him and
Sell
whatnot. Okay,
him
be positive, be positive. Give him a benefit of a doubt, maybe a few
Okay,
more benefit of a doubt. How would you improve
my
his game?
my point about him basically he has heart, he has passion, he has speed. All right. But on the football pitch, for me, he has no football brain. So basically, to put a football brain into his brain as an adult is going to be difficult. If you're going to talk about grassroots football where you coach kids, that will actually be better lah. So for Daniel James, for me, I think he is definitely to go. I mean, he has to go. He has to go. He don't have the football brain. He don't have the capability of representing Manchester United or wearing our jersey. He is basically more of a lower league player for me. So at this age, at this age and this era, we are not going to try to make him come well in United, because this is past that. We basically need players who are ready, come in and to perform. So for me, Daniel James is a no situation. He has to leave the club. He has to go.
He started off well, at United. He scored a couple of goals, and actually, even in his first season, he had about 6 to 8 assists, if I'm not mistaken. He had a lot of assists for Rashford and things like that. But for me, I kind of agree with Smurfs at the moment. He has deteriorated. It looks very aimless. Yes, you got speed, but you're not doing much else. You're not putting anything into the box. You're not even taking shots. So unless I would give him a maximum another most half a season or one season. If he doesn't actually start to improve, he needs to go as well.
He needs to go.
If we are looking to get the team to a level where we are challenging for trophies on all fronts, he is not the kind of player, where you rest your first teamers, you want your backups to come in and perform just as well.
Yes, correct.
Look at MC bench, for instance. I mean, that bench of Manchester City is basically first 11 players. They will walk into Manchester United as first 11 players.
They can replace our players
easily, exactly. I mean, that is what we are talking about. That's what we want for our club. But we have gone down on that particular standards, and who we have on the bench is basically not up to standard for me. And of course, Daniel James to start the game. If you're going to play in a pre-season friendly, like I mentioned, is fine. But not in such an important game where we are now chasing and trying to put the pressure on MC. But unfortunately, now 10 points adrift. So I think that's about it. Second position, that's going to be final come end of the season.
Yeah. And again, sometimes, sorry, Josh, sometimes, because of the players that he has on the bench, sometimes when Ole looks at his bench, he probably thinks, how can I change the game with the players that I have on the bench? And maybe that is why he's coming out with late substitutions. But I mean, to be fair, Vanderbeek should be given a chance. But even, he hasn't really set the season on fire either when given a chance. I mean, not much of a chance, but still he hasn't been performing.
If you're talking about the bench, I think it's not as bad as I would say like last time before Bruno came in. That was really bad. That time really they couldn't. I mean, substitution wouldn't mean anything that time. The time when we were playing with Pereira and whatnot, that was really, really bad. Yeah. At least now, I think, with someone like Bruno, okay, just to add on, right, you notice Daniel James, right, seems to be under a lot of pressure with Bruno around. That one game that they played just now that he actually, he's supposed to pass to Bruno, but he let the ball run or whatnot, that particular...
Yeah, in the box, I think.
Yeah, then I think after that, Bruno screwed him upside down, then you can actually see his head drop down a bit and stuff. Maybe the guy is getting a little pressure, with Bruno around. What do you think, Josh?
Well, I think it should be that way. I mean, you have to perform at the highest level. The problem about Daniel James is, yes, the reason why Doc say he started off very well, because in the Premier League, the teams will not expect players from League One come there and perform. So they do not know the pattern of this guy's play, Same like how Vardy was when he came in the Premier League. Nobody knows his pattern, the drink water pass and the Vardy attack. And then after that, they started to know, how the play is. Same like Liverpool. Liverpool was a championship team last year. And when they know how to stop Liverpool, everyone is taking the points out of them. Daniel James, it's so predictable. He's only going to go to the flank and do this, and he cannot do anything else, And sometimes you just gertak him a bit, he will lose his head, and then he
fly down.
One point,
and he's fly.
Yeah, and at one point, he really after 2-3 times Bruno scoring, he's like going to tears. Like no makan money already. And he shouldn't be that way. I think he's mentally he's a great player in terms of his speed. He can make use of his talent very much so, but his mentally is not strong. He should be getting this sounding from Bruno, because Bruno plays this out of passion. A lot of them plays out of passion. He should take this and learn from it and keep training harder. But at this point, with this mentality of Daniel James, he will not fit in Manchester United, because you need to have this kind of hard mental to go on and on. Rashford also at the start of point, he got so many times from Bruno. How many times he missed? But he keeps working harder and harder and harder, and that's what we need for Manchester United.
And you can see that.
I mean, this is what we saw with Roy Keane and CR7. Those were the days, and see what happened to CR7. Exactly. But with Daniel James, I do not think it's going to be repeated again.
CR7 is a different kettle of fish.
Correct. No, but that's the example of it. Yeah, man.
But it's okay because it's only 15 million. I mean, compared to like if you're talking about Alexis Sanchez or that will be even worse. So it's not as bad. Probably earlier in the season, they should have just sold him to Leeds. Apparently, Leeds was interested in him. They should have let him go. But then I think Daniel James also wanted to fight for his place. So yeah.
CR7 at this age, he's still keeping a picture of Coach Dom on his wall and trying to get the same kind of body.
That one we save it for another discussion, man. Okay, so
but I got to agree with Doc as well, Dom. In regards to the late substitution done by Ole today, it was very dejecting. He should have probably brought in Mata or Van de Beek, like Doc mentioned. I'm with Doc on this, much earlier in the game, probably the 60th minute or so on. But it was too late to bring this Van de Beek at the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so on.
Yeah,
he should have changed the game.
Yeah, 4 minutes of injury time.
No, it looked like Ole was. It looked like we were happy and settling for a draw, and his mind was probably in the next Roma's game or so on.
But something.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. We should have basically gone all out for it and gained that 3 points. But losing the 3 points is really hurtful, especially for me, to a rival team. True. To a rival team, that's really bad, lah. Yeah.
Colin, do you think that Van de Beek has a place in our squad?
I believe yes, he does. This guy does, like I mentioned in my few videos ago. He has shown. He has the talent. All right, he have proven it in Ajax, so it's just a matter of time before he adapts a little bit more to English football and find his suitable position on how he can collaborate with Pogba and Bruno, for instance.
Okay, I think the question is whether he has the heart. If he has the heart to actually fight for his position and really train hard, next season he could be an asset.
Oh.
He starts warming up very early every game. So I think there is a heart there.
That is definitely a heart there.
Yeah.
And then I think the chances of him playing, Van der Sar is coming, apparently. So if Van der Sar comes in, Donny Boy is going to get his 90 minutes, man, for sure, man.
We just hope he's not another Glazer's puppet.
Van de Beek has more minutes on the sides in the pitch than the pitch, So.
He's a cheerleader. He's a cheerleader.
But I think, if he comes in and he starts performing, he'll be an asset to a squad. Even if he doesn't start, he can at least, for some of the not-so-key games, he can actually help to rotate and he can actually play and you can probably rest Fernandes if he's playing well, because he can play the role very well.
True.
We've seen his touches around the box, in and around the box.
And his
fantastic awareness.
His runs is, you can actually see
brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. The runs that he does is very brilliant.